All right, guys, good morning to you. It is mid-morning here, September 27th, and we've got crypto on the move today. So if we go over to TradingView and take a look and see green, 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 green. A lot of bullish activity, right? As to why, who knows? Do we, as traders, as technical traders, it's not as important as to why it's moving. It's more about how it's moving, and does it create opportunity for us to find low risk, high reward potential entries? Can we get in the market and take advantage of this? So let's take a look at we'll do the three majors here. We'll do Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin, and see if it's time to break out the bullhorns. Well, looking at a bigger picture here now, so I've got a Bitcoin against the dollar 4-hour chart on Bitstamp. So, I would tell you that we are not in the clear yet. So just looking at this, and I've got my Elliott Wave, technical trading hat on. It's very hard to see how we escape this. This pattern that we're in here without one more push down. I just don't see it. Now, doesn't mean it can't happen, but I think we are likely to run into some very stiff resistance up here around 4,200. And you can see. I mean, I've just got a basic draw here from high to low. We're through the 50 that we stalled there for a while, and now we're going to come up. We're going to challenge the 618. Now, if we get through that, we might have to rethink what we're seeing here, and possibly this is some sort of a 1-2, and we're going impulsive. It certainly doesn't have those characteristics. So until proven otherwise, we've got to go with the historical precedent. And what do markets typically do when we see this kind of pattern? So listen, I'm as big a bull on crypto and Bitcoin as anyone, but I try to look at this as objectively as possible and say, well, what is the chart telling me? I got to be sure I'm looking at it objectively and not lose track of my bullish bias. I know I have it. So what do I see here? Well, right now the market's got to prove itself, because we're seeing all over crypto some complexity in these corrections. They're not clean. From an Elliott perspective, we're getting mixed signals. So if we look here, and this is our the very deep correction that we're in the process of trying to resolve. So we can see very clearly we had a big ABC. We have that, right? So you would think, okay, correction's over, off we go into a new impulsive structure. But that's not what we got. We got another three-wave, which implies corrective. This very clear ABC into what I have currently labeled as another A wave implies correction, and this corrective action is not over. Well, we come down to the 50 and we stall, and we get a nice little ABC within that. So if the count as I have it here is correct, and we won't know for some time until we see how it resolves. We're certainly going to get some more information when we come up to 4,200. But if indeed we are putting in an A, B, C of a larger B wave correcting this A wave, then what we'd expect to see here is a three-wave A, a three-wave B, and an impulsive C, which right now is exactly what we're getting. So we've got the A, we've got the B, and we're getting a very clearly defined 5-wave sequence to complete a C wave. Now, typically, the most common relationship we'd look for in the relationship between the A wave and the C wave is we'd look for 100%. But we got to pay attention as well to the 618, which seems to be what we're likely to run into. So I'm just taking the length of the A wave and projecting it from the B wave, and you can see right in here. Let me move it a little bit so you can see it. You see that gold line. That's our 618. So that is lining up within a couple of dollars of the 618 of the entire move down. We've got the 65 because we know we want to allow for some stop running in that little pocket, and then we've got the median line coming in, right in this same area. So until we get some resolution beyond this area, I would tell you to be very cautious as we approach that if you're bullish. Now, if you're already long, that's a time to, maybe tighten things up a little bit. I would tell you this is not a time to be entering the market with new longs, a new buyer, particularly when we've got this clean 5-wave sequence here. Maybe there's a little more upside here, maybe from 469, 470 to 4,200, 4,300. You're a little late to the party if you're trying to catch that, if you didn't catch the 4. And, for us, if indeed this becomes, we blow through this and we have to relabel this as a 1-2, which would surprise me, but it's certainly, anything's possible. If that's the case, then there will be opportunity for us on the first retracement that will allow us to get long, looking for a move back to challenge these old highs. But right now, I'm not saying to short it here. I'm just saying we don't have enough information here, enough resolution of this structure to be confident about where the next trade is. So again, I propose to you right now, if you're not already long, we need more information before we look to enter the market as buyers. I would tell you this is a risky time right here to be getting into fresh longs on Bitcoin, right? And that's, that's how I read the market. So take it for what you will. But if nothing else, if we just look at the fib draw from high to low, we know we're going to get some resistance up here. We had indecision up here previously. This is likely to give us more information, which is really what we're looking for now. Do we resolve here in this nice 5-wave sequence into a C and hit the resistance that we're certainly going to get a reaction, right? Do we get an impulsive move down? Well, that remains to be seen. But right now, I think we are still in the wait and see mode, right? I mean, there's no need to force a trade ever. Trades are like buses. There's always another one coming along. So, don't let any FOMO, affect your decision-making process. Right now, it's inconclusive because the possibility here for this to bump into this resistance here, carve out a C of this ABC, that sets up a very big move down. Right, so even, again, Elliott aside, if we just look at the retracement into the 618, we know there's going to be a group of traders that are going to defend that, looking to push for the lows down here at 2,500, and we can't rule that out yet. So cautiously optimistic as we come into this, but looking for more information on Bitcoin. Let's go to Ethereum. Now, a little bit different here, but as you'd suspect, Bitcoin and Ethereum, they're moving in. Ethereum moving in sympathy with Bitcoin. So we have here. I've got the 3-hour. You can see it a little better. I've got it a 3-hour of Ethereum against the US dollar tether. We're on Poloniex here. So on Poloniex now, we've just broken through the 50, right? So good sign for bulls, right? But we've got this same condition here where we had been caught between the 50s. Well, now we get a break beyond this 50. That's encouraging here. So maybe you've got some upside here between 300 up to 320. But you really have the same problem, is that we just do not have enough information to be confident in anything that we're seeing. Right, so if you didn't take the long off of this 50, you're really too late to chase a long here. The worst time to take a long is as we break this little high, because there's going to be stops sitting there. So maybe you've got $20 of upside here before you're going to hit some very stiff resistance. You see the negative 23 there, as I sort of show that to you. So all I'm doing is taking this low to high. Here's the 50, and there's the negative 23. So that's an algo target here, which happens to be right in that pocket between the 618 and the 65. So my expectation is that we're going to hit some resistance here. You can see the prior 3 wave here. The A wave was right here of this ABC within that first A wave. So we're going to get a reaction there. As to whether or not we top there and head down to 150, no way to say. But it's kind of, really it's the same situation here. Inconclusive to put on a trade looking for something that's meaningful. I'm not saying short it there, but I'm saying expect a reaction there. And until we can quantify and qualify it based on our rule set, we don't really have a trade unless you're already long. And if you were long off of this 50, good for you. And I would tell you to tighten up your stops as we come into what's going to be some bumpy resistance coming up into the 320 zone. All right, same idea. We got to keep it big picture here until we get some more information and we can start to exclude some possibilities. That's really all. That's the best you can do is say, well, based on our rule set, it cannot be this. So we reduce one variable, one potential roadmap is eliminated. So we start to narrow it down. Then we get more confidence in what we're trading. Okay, so again, if you're not long, no trade. Let's go to Litecoin. Let me get this. Give us a little more room. Really, you got the same problem, right? Same problem. It seems to be lagging a little bit, but potentially you've got a 5-wave sequence here, which creates the possibility that we've had this big 3-wave, and we're getting an A, B, and now we're getting, just like Bitcoin, we're getting an impulsive move to complete the C wave, which would complete the larger B wave and sets up for the possible A, B, and then down for a new low into C. We can't eliminate that possibility. And again, if you'll recall from our last video, when the long here was off the 50, the negative 23, where we know algos will take profit, is sitting right at the 50 on the all the way halfway back. So, there's the 200 period. There's the median line. Are you likely to get some resistance there? Yeah, you're going to hit some bumpy terrain there. Then from there, we still here's the 618. We got that's up at 70. We're sitting at 54. So again, unless you took the long here, there's really not much of a trade. On this larger time frame here, I'm sitting here on a 4-hour, which is what I like to trade from. You get a 1-2. There's some sort of 3-4. We go up. Maybe there's a 5 there, but you cannot exclude the possibility that we go back down and challenge the lows. Can't rule it out. So of the majors, I would tell you, inconclusive. Not enough information to trade yet. So we sit patiently and we watch and look for the right scenario. There's no need to force a trade. Don't let the FOMO get a hold of your emotions. If we go impulsive here and we blow through some resistance levels, we simply wait for the next retracement. It's as simple as that. But we trade it now with more confidence, with more conviction, because we're eliminating possible scenarios here, possible roadmaps. Right now, can't eliminate the downside. All right, so let's stay patient, see what develops, look for more information. I'm going to wrap there because I like to try and keep these videos as short as I can. I'll be back with a look at some of the other majors. We'll look at Zcash, which is getting a big bump today. I had a request to do a review on Neo, and we'll maybe visit back with Dash and Lisk. Okay, guys, that's it for now. Back to you shortly.